I have just shared it with a smaller group of women already. Very sparing with it. It oozes luxury. I have something else in the works. I don't know when this will launch, but just that's how it is for me. Fine, but fill in your lips really well. So we're gonna do that. Started one way, it turned into something else, and I'm not against it. So if I had one, I would potentially
use that we
it.
could have so many products that are non-negotiables. I'm gonna dive into my top favorite right now. Let's get into it.
My non-negotiables of what I honestly cannot go without, and finally made it into my room to get myself together. Today is just a full day of things, and whatever my makeup looks like, it's gonna look like. But I wanted to come and talk about all the products. Like, I'm like, I will go back and always buy this unless something else comes out from another brand or this particular brand or whatever that I'm like, this is just as good or tops it. And then I always weigh out, like, is it something that I can maintain? You know what I mean? That's always a big deal to me as well. But I just washed my face, so my face is clean. I did microplaning last night, so everything's really soft. But my first non-negotiable is the Ordinary, and it's the 100% plant-driven squalene. So this right here is like, everything. I am obsessed with this. Trying to give you some other information on this. But anyways, I use this every single day, twice a day. I wash my face, I put my oil on, and I love a squalene ingredient and product because it helps bring out the natural moisture of your skin, and I'm obsessed with it. So we are gonna go ahead and put this on. Boop. And I just do a couple little dots and pat it in. Feels so creamy, silky. It is just this nice, it obviously is a natural oil for your skin, but it's not like gross, you know what I mean? It just really dissolves really well into your skin. The next thing that I have to do in this whole process is a moisturizer. My next non-negotiable is this right here. Peptide boosting moisturizer. It is vegan peptides. In here there's collagen, in here as well. And it's so nice. Something about this formula is untouchable compared to any other face cream that I have ever used in my whole 38 years of life. And it's so good. You can see I'm out. Like, I've got to go get more. I have to make a trip. I've already created a list in my notes that I've got to go restock, you know? Like, I get to the point where I'm like, it's not just going to find new fun stuff. I'm going now to actually restock because I'm out of my favorites. I even go back sometimes and I'm like, okay, tonight I'm gonna use like my regular moisturizer, and then later today I'll use my high-end moisturizer. So I really do that too. It's not, I don't use this twice a day. Some days I do, not every day. But it's so nice. It is very pricey. So that's why I kind of like, I'm very sparing with it. And a little bit goes a long way. It just keeps moving. And I feel like over top of the face oil, like there's so much movement to it. And it is a very powerful face cream that, I mean, I'm the only one in the home that uses it. I'm not sharing because it's very, very exclusive to me. I'm like, if I run out of this because y'all acting up and using too much, I will lose my mind. I don't think I have a brow product that I'm like, I have to have this forever. That is very interesting that I say that though, because there has been a brow product, and it is from Brow Blade from Urban Decay, that I'm obsessed with. But I have noticed there are a couple other ones similar to the blade itself that may create the same look. I haven't tapped into finding one. I'm really not interested in finding one right now because I like this one so much, but it's not a hard, like, it's not a hard one because my brows are already naturally shaped from microblading, and I use the word natural loosely because my brows are not natural right now. They are very much tattooed on basically. And so yeah, I have to add a product to them though to finish them off. And 100% this is the one I grab, but I am open to being loose with that, you know what I mean? So we're gonna get the brows on, we're gonna prime the face, and we're gonna get into some of my other non-negotiable face products. I was gonna say creams, but we just did our creams products in general.
For her, so I would have ran off that star.
I would be
a whole crate.
I don't know what it is.
Like, Kim, what are you made of? Women to just give.
All right, my next non-negotiable is the MAC. If I say, how many times am I gonna say non-negotiable in this recording? It's gonna be too many. But this right here, it's the MAC paint pot. It's really epic, y'all. So epic. I have grown up using, really started with foundation as a eye primer. Then it went to like a white eye primer, right? It's just like a creamy white and it disappeared, right? And then went to using always concealer. And concealer really did a great job and I loved it. And as long as you have a good concealer that has good stay power. And so I did that for a long, long time and that really did work. And that still is kind of like if you don't have a good primer, go to concealer. But this right here, I will always go back and buy more, but I have not had to. I've had this for over 2 years and I have 2 of them. Maybe that helps, but I have like a pinky one and like this creamy one. And I use this every single time I put shadow on, like every time. Especially, if I'm just doing like a creamy shadow and just like letting it go, or like a bronzer on my eyes and letting it roll, I don't. But for a shadow that really needs to stay and needs to really pop, and I want the shadow to be able to be its best self, but I need something to help even the eyelid, you know, because your eyes get very veiny and they get very discolored and things like that, and it doesn't allow the shadow to even do what it needs to do as well. So this right here it's awesome. It is a 10 out of 10 for me, and I know that I feel very indifferent about a lot of products that you may not feel the same, and you probably have something similar that you're like, this is a non-negotiable and this is what I use. But that is the cool thing about products, is that there are a lot of products on the market, and depending on your skin type and your face color and your face shape, there's going to be things that you're more drawn to that you cannot go without. And I get it. So we're all very different. I just think sharing some of the products that I personally have become very much obsessed with, like, this makes a difference if I don't have it and I don't like the results without this. That's where I stand with the product. And you can already see, like, dang, like, it looks even very natural. You can use this like as just a base in general, like shadow. You don't have to just use it as a primer, but I use it as a primer and it's so nice. So I share all this because learning about new products that you probably would never have heard about or thought about purchasing or trying really goes like, dang, like I need something and I didn't know, or maybe I'm in the market for something else, you know, that type of thing. So I hope that this is helpful for you. I would really be curious to know, after hearing my non-negotiables, did you go and get it? You know, did you get it? Do you like it? Do you currently have it? I think that we use a lot of the same products. So that's exciting, because whenever you're watching a makeup tutorial, it's really nice to be able to be like, dang, I have that product. Let me go get it because I'm going to do my face just like that using that product. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is shadow. Now, my eyeshadow palettes are like this. You know, I don't have to have them. I really don't have to have any particular shadow palette. I can make shadow work. If it's cheaper, if it's high-end, I can make it work. Now, I'm not going to love it if it has fallout. I'm not going to love it if I have to layer it like 10 times to get the pigment to even pull, or layer over it to do more than I thought it was going to do. So I'm not stuck into a certain palette per se, but there are some that I love. And the Anastasia Beverly Hills is by far my favorite. I talk about that palette a lot. The formula is golden. It's beautiful. It's just nice, you know? It oozes luxury when you apply shadow, and that's what I love. I'm like, I just want a good shadow that freaking works, you know? And I want a good color range. But my recent purchase is the Skin by Kim palette. And I have noticed that I grab this a lot. Out of all the palettes that I have collected, and now I feel like I've collected a lot. This right here, I'm like, oh, let me just grab this palette. And it's because the neutrals are just neutraling. Like, they are nice. They go with every outfit I want to wear. I want a simple look. I want a dramatic look. Like, I can do it. I can do the whole in between, right? And this one's really worked. It was a little pricier than I've ever paid for a palette, and that's honest. But I honestly am, can I say honest again? I believe that I would do it again. If I lost this, if I broke every color, I'd be like, I gotta go buy that one again. Because there's just something about having this palette story, the color story in this palette, and the formula is very rich as well. Like, it feels very, very luxe. And so I love this. So I'm gonna do this palette today on my eyes. And we're gonna, create something. I don't know what we're gonna do with my eyes yet, but we're gonna create something and make it fabulous. I am noticing a little bit of creasing on my lids. So if I do see that, I go back with my finger. If I can blend it and then put shadow on immediately, I'll do it. I don't know what it is recently about my eyelids, but they are starting to crease. But I think it's because I freshly do my face wash and my oils and my creams and all that stuff. I put it on. I don't give a lot of dry down time personally because I go right into my makeup. I think that's what happens. So, and I have gotten some questions recently about y'all's foundation not staying well and lifting off the face. Like, it's like you put on a full face and then it's just not staying. Like, it looks blotchy and stuff. And so I do a lot of back end research, and I love a research and development of either a product in general, because I do have my own product based business that I formulate and I create my own products. And so if you don't know that, you'll have to check that out on my website. My website just got a whole revamp too, so check that out. It's very easy to shop. It's just nice. It's user friendly, and it's simplistic, and that's what I'm excited about. So, but I do a lot of back end stuff, like reading your comments and answering your questions and taking the time instead of giving you a solution right then, unless I know immediately the solution and what the problem is. Sometimes I have to really dissect. So I'm in the middle of doing some of that right now behind the scenes. So that's exciting. I can't wait to be able to come out with that content for you, to be able to answer a lot of your questions. So, but right now we're just going to do my shadow and see what we can come up with.
If someone was heckling,
You can never make me hate Kimberly. He looks like a
red meat.
Yeah.
Oh, Trisha would be so.
So it's not like it's a trying to get some videos.
You get excited, obviously. Wait.
We're lost.
Okay, the next non-negotiable for me right now is a brown eyeliner. I actually grew up using a brown eyeliner for a long, long, long time. And then I switched to just black, I just think black is very standard. It's very classic. It just goes with anything. But something about now, at the stage of life that I'm in and how I enjoy doing my makeup, I'm like, this is kind of a non-negotiable right now for me. And it is, it's a brown liner. Now, this is a Huda Beauty brand, and I have fallen in love with the formula of this. It's very creamy, but it does not transfer. And that right there is that's everything to me. I'm not putting you on and you're making my eye look a mess. I can't do it. And so many women struggle with watery eyes, and I just can't. I can't trust it, So this has been a game changer for me, and they call this very brown. So we're just going to go in, and I like to tight line with mine. So I go right to the corner and of the top, and I just take little feathery strokes. You see where I'm it's like a windshield wiper, technique. You go back and forth, right? But instead of taking it from corner and then going all the way over, I just go baby strokes, and then I work my way all the way in. So I do that all on the top, and it really makes your makeup look so good. If you ever catch me in the corner of my eye, I look out my windows a lot when I'm doing my makeup and the kids are home. They're outside playing soccer, in the front yard, and I randomly keep seeing things happen, and I'm like, what's going on? And it's the boys having a good time. So this is a product though that I have really fallen in love with. I feel like if I do a no makeup look, a simple look, a full glam, I have been leaning into my brown. So anyways, I'm obsessed. It looks so silly right now because I'm like, I look so pasty. I need my tanning drops. Yeah, I keep thinking, I'm just gonna do a spray tan. I'm gonna do another spray tan. I just haven't done it because I need assistance doing that. So my next non-negotiable is foundation. But before we do foundation, I have to do my face primer. Okay, have my face primer. I would have to say that this is not a non-negotiable. I don't even know why I'm going back and forth with my emotions with this. I just feel like there's probably other amazing face primers that I just haven't experienced yet, but I also don't want to experience them. I'm just like, because I love this one, but sometimes I feel like I don't always have to do foundation primer because depending on my makeup look that I'm doing, my makeup sometimes just doesn't need it. And so I'm like, if it came down to it, do I have to have it? So that's why I would say this is not necessarily on my list, but it is my favorite. I love it so much. It does work really well. I do the silky one and it is from Fenty Beauty. And so I really do love this a lot. This is my non-negotiable, is the House Labs foundation. This is very nostalgic for me because it sends me back to having a really good product that has anti-aging benefits to it. So like skincare ingredients and things. And this right here is really nice because it has over 20 skincare ingredients infused in the foundation. So that's actually one of my top videos for this year on my channel. And for great reason. I talk and I kind of break down different foundations and I'm actually putting them on. So if you haven't seen it, go check that out. It's a really good one. And I break it all down. But this one right here, I love it. I have many foundations and I've collected them through time, through the last few years of just really testing them out and seeing which one is going to be best for me and my face. And this one right here, it just, without a doubt, it performs so well and I'm obsessed with it. So we are going to put our foundation on right now. The other thing I can't go without is what I'm using currently in my hand, and that's a beauty blender. This right here is also, I can't waver it. It is on the list as well as like a non-negotiable for me because if I were to choose, how do I want to apply my foundation today? Fingers, brush, blender. How am I going to do it? I'm always going in with a blender. Like it's just, that's how it is for me. I think it's a safety net, honestly, because I just know it performs really well. I know how it's going to look. I don't think it ever changes. Like sometimes if I do my hands, it changes. If I do a brush, sometimes it applies really well or it doesn't. Blender just performs very well. And I think it's the brand that I use too. The Beauty Blender brand has just been good and I like it. It gets an even. I know also women feel very indifferent about it because they're like, it soaks up your foundation, and I totally get it. It does, but it does what it needs to do and it blends and I don't have to worry about it. Like that right there, foundation's on and it's just a good tool to have. And I'm just always going to have one. I have 3 of them and I replace them every so often as I need to, and I clean them very well. And so that right there is something that I just always have to have. The next thing that I am going to also put on the list is the Laura Mercier. This is the concealer. I got this last year and it's lasted me a long time. I don't think I've gone back to get a second one, like a refill at all, but it's a Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. I don't know why that seems like a mouthful, but I have the color 1N. I'm always a neutral undertone, and if you don't know anything about undertones or anything like that, the foundation video will break that down for you. So definitely check that out. But this does not crease and it stays and it does what it does. Like for whatever reason, like there's no cracking, there's no lifting. It really wears well, and I really like this one. Now there's a lot of concealers that I enjoy and I have and I always use, but this one I always grab, and something about it, it does what it does, and I'm very happy with it. So I'm gonna now take my blender, and I also take a blender to blend this out. I think it just works best for me, and I'm gonna blend it out.
It's just like a little trowel.
Now that's on, the next thing that I always have to go with that is a non-negotiable is the Rare Beauty Bronzing Stick. The only thing I have to say, I can't always like get as passionate because they don't have a huge color range. So it kind of like, it gets me sometimes. I'm like, I wish there were just some deeper tones in there that didn't have like more of a reddy undertone to the skin. But right here for my skin tone, they're beautiful. I would say go into the store, go to Sephora, test them out, do some stripe testing. And I would honestly just recommend going in without any makeup on. That's how I like to test product. Put it on the skin and just see what it looks like on my skin. But anyways, I love this. I was like, why is it not twisting? But yeah, it twists really well. This is my second one. It lasts a long time, and this one just warms up my skin. So it is a creamy bronzing stick, and it works like, oh my gosh, nobody's business. I feel like this is always, it's a go-to. It lifts, like, it just gives the warmth to the skin, so it just kind of lifts the spirits of the makeup and like makes it more happy. That's the best way for me to describe it for myself, why I use it, and it's just really nice. So the color I use is Happy Soul. And then I just take it and I blend it all in the areas that the sun would typically warm my skin. And we just kind of get a good, nice, even look of this and blend it all around. And it's a good one. I think too, when you find a good product that just works, it doesn't even matter. Like, you're just like, it works. I'm going back and I'm getting more, and I think it's really affordable. And even if it is a little bit more pricey, you realize it makes a difference for your makeup. And you can already see like how warm my skin looks, and I love that so much. I'm like, even if I don't have a tan and my tan is faded, this is gonna give the illusion that I have some color to my skin. Give me some of that pigment. So it already makes a big difference. So
He's so cute, gentle. Oh,
She smiled.
the ocean. So like literally, you're
Not calm and just.
Did you
Tomorrow night.
bowl and a dinner snack?
okay, now that the powder is setting and it's staying, we're just gonna leave it for a minute. I have to tell you, this is also my favorite. If you're new here, then you've missed out of me talking about this a million gazillion times. I also started using this about a year ago, no, 2 years ago, but it's Fenty Beauty, and it is the Shady Biz color, and it's just a warmth bronzer. That's it. It's just, it's what it is. It just gives warmth. It's not like, boom, you look dirty. You know what I mean? Like, I've always told my clients over the years, I'm a retired makeup artist, and so telling them, I'm like, use bronzer very sparingly because it can make you look very dirty, or it can make you look just perfect and sun-kissed, and we want to be sun-kissed. So I do take a big powder brush, and I just go on the high points, and you might be thinking like, you just did, you know, the bronzing stick. Yes, they're different though. One's cream, one's powder, one sets everything. You know what I mean? And I use them very differently. Sometimes I just use one or the other. Sometimes I use both. You know, it really just depends, but I'm just obsessed with it in general. And you can already see one side, it just kind of just does what it says it's going to do. It warms you up from this side to this side. Like, it's nice, and I'm very obsessed. Again, I've purchased 2 of them. I think when you find a cosmetic product that lasts and it actually did a really good job, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna keep buying it because I know, 1, it lasts, 2, I use it every single makeup application and I'm getting a lot of longevity out of it, then that makes a big difference. So I love that. Just to set everything, it makes, I feel like every time I do my makeup though, I'm like a classic girl. Like, I'm like, I don't want anything crazy and like these dramatic lines. Like, I just love a good look, you know, without being crazy. And just taking this down my neck is really my favorite. Depending on what top I'm using, I'll do it on my chest if I need to. But I'm obsessed with it. It's really, it's a non-negotiable. You knew I was gonna say it again. I'm gonna use today from the Milk Cosmetics line. This is a color that it's actually for the lip and cheek, so that's really great, but it's called Work. And so I'm gonna use this just on the high points. And sometimes if I can't get it like by tapping it, then I'll warm up the product and I'll use a brush with it. So I'll just warm it up and get some of the color. But sometimes I just like using a cream. And I want to do like the apples, you know. It's just cuteness. You can use your finger too, but I don't want to use my finger. Now we're going to go in with lip color. I decided today I wanted to do a red, like a really pretty red, and I'm back and forth between this brand, but this is the Give brand, Gwen Stefani's brand, and like she has beautiful things, really does, but something about the lipstick, I don't know if it's the one I purchased or every one of them, but it kind of has like a smell that bothers me. But this lip liner is a really cool shape to it, so it really lets you not only get a good line, but fill in your lips really well. So we're gonna do that. It's a brush too that you can brush on, you know, that lip liner just to get it really smooth. So I like that. I'm like, ooh. And I think it's really fun. It really definitely smooths it out. So now the lipstick that I have is the original recipe, and it's just a really pretty red. And I just layer this all over the lips. Today it smells like cake. Why do I have like a cakey smell? That's so weird. I think the reason I don't do red a lot or like a color is because depending on the formula that you're using, there's a lot of like movement still. This one really does stay, but I'm like, I just don't like the movement of it. And sometimes it can leave, like if you don't really get the line perfect, it bothers me. I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But this is really nice. I'm obsessed with this. I do want to do a little bit more on the eyes. So once my face is on, I always go back and I just like add to. So I just go in with some more warmth around the eye area, add some highlight, and just really touch everything up nice. I did curl my hair a little bit before this. Actually just got it colored. We just do roots now and just like a toner throughout the hair, so it does look a lot warmer. But it's very pretty. Like you can see a lot of like the really pretty caramel through the hair. It's nice. I'm obsessed. And then it kind of fades, and I have to do blue shampoo with it too to kind of get the orangey out. But I'm not mad at it. It's just, it's funny because every time I get my hair done, it changes a little bit. And we don't really do anything different. So that's what's funny. Nothing to do with 4th of July, but we went with the red and blue. So anyways, that's funny. All right, but let's get some close-ups. Y'all can let me know what you think. Okay, now that everything's on, I have to always have a setting powder, a setting spray, but I use the Rare Beauty one, and it says it's a 4-in-1 mist, and it really does mist really well. I think I have this pet peeve with how setting sprays actually do go on, and I have to have a mist. It feels really good. The Charlotte Tilbury one is very good as well, so I'm back and forth between using Rare Beauty and her brand, Charlotte's brand, so but it's nice. Another thing I do actually enjoy doing, and I'm going to pull this out today. I was like, don't forget my fan. I like to fan it on. I don't want a battery operated fan. I'm not against it. So if I had one, I would potentially use it. But I like the hand fan because I don't have to worry about charging it. I don't have to worry about a battery. I'm just like, give me a fan. And then this is very versatile. I can use it however I want it. But I think I really went over all the products. I didn't miss anything that were like my non-negotiable products. And I'm very curious which ones you out of these are like 10 out of 10, me too. So let me know in the comments which ones that I had on my list would be your go-tos as well. And I'm just going to hold them up right now and kind of give you like an overlay. So we started with this one right here, Ordinary, and that was the squalene. I didn't talk about, but this is the brush bath. I use this all the time. I actually used it before recording today. And with the Rare Beauty bronzing stick, let me know about that. I use the color Happy Soul. I like this one a lot. And the Fenty Beauty warmth bronzer right here. I use the shade Shady Biz. Beauty blenders. I have 3 blenders myself that I use, but today I just actually dabbed into one only, but love that. The foundation in House Labs. Let me know if you are obsessed just like I am. It's infused with skincare ingredients, so it just wears like skin. The MAC paint pot right here, having this as your base before your shadow is like giving life. Having a brown eyeliner. Let me know what you think about having a brown liner as well. And then the Laura Mercier concealer. I'm obsessed with this concealer. It works really nice, and it's just like one that I grab. And then the shadow palette. Again, I did not really have a non-negotiable for shadow palette, but I did say like this one really was my go-to, and I would have to get this if I broke it or didn't have it again. So I'm very curious of which ones. Now those were just makeup products in general. They were not beauty products, and I have a lot of like in general beauty products that I can't go without. So I'm very excited that you are here with me today to hang out, and we're gonna get and do some other fun stuff. I wanna get in the kitchen and make some scrubs, and then talk to you a little bit about, you know, my brand, and let you kind of be introduced to that if it's new to you. But yeah, this was really fun. Okay, so I had to take that red off. I'm taking it back. I had to put on just a neutral, not because I didn't want to wear red. I would love to wear red today, but it's just not in the books for me right now. I have to take this back. I don't know what is happening with it, but I can smell it on my lips, and it actually has a very strange smell. I can't get past it, and I'm like, I feel like it's like a fragrance that just doesn't sit well with you. I don't know what it is. So I'm hoping that it's just the formula that I had. I'm hoping it's not all of them, because I actually do like the formula. So I think I'm gonna have to go to MAC and just get the Ruby Woo red, because I know it's a good, it has like that blue undertone that I'm looking for. But anyways, so that's that. We're back to regular smuggler, honey. But I do have on Gwen's eyeliner, and her lip liner was, not eyeliner, mascara to give, and then the liner was really nice, but I was like, I don't really have another red, so I'm gonna be in the works for finding that. So anyways, we're back to that. I'm gonna go make some scrubs, play around, and run some errands. Actually, I have to go to the grocery store, and then come home, straighten up, do the kitchen, do all the fun things, and then get in there and concoct some stuff, and then show you the formulas. I really want you to see them, and go check out the new website. Yay! I have got to introduce, though, something so epic that I've really poured so much of my time and energy and money into, really, and just passion all around. And it's really kind of like taken off, but I think that sometimes we have this little gem that not everybody's heard about, and that sometimes is really sad. So I wanted to show you really quick, just because right now is Mother's Day, and the video did come out a little bit later this week because I have just been consumed with life and things going on. So if you don't follow any of my other social media accounts, do that, because I do post a lot to my stories. So you can go check all that out. I have this awesome body product that I've been developing for quite some time, but over a year and a half ago I launched it to the world, and I just want you to see it. It's so beautiful. It's right here. So it is a sugar scrub that is so luxurious and amazing, and over the year and a half this product has come so far. It started one way, it turned into something else, and over time when you are working with a product and developing a product, it only gets better and better. And that's what gets me so excited, is that I can't even, like, I love it right now, and I loved it in the beginning. I can't imagine how it's going to be later, but it's so good and it's so effective. And it smells amazing. So it's just great. We do have new labeling coming right now, but this is what our current labels are that we started with originally, but we are turning over, like I said, a new leaf with developing product, and that also comes with packaging. This was our original packaging, and this is the whipped shea sugar scrub. It is so awesome. Like, it's so buttery soft. I can't even describe to you how great it is. Do you hear my boys? They're hollering that it's his turn for the shower. Maddox is not in. He's not inside yet. He's not in here. And yeah, and so it's just so good. I also just reformulated this too. I've been testing. I'm in a test phase, which I think is really cool when you have a product that you are developing on your own and you have a smaller team, and you know, you're kind of working on a small business level, which is really cool and awesome, because you really get to kind of see things through yourself, so it doesn't get lost in the shuffle. But again, I can't wait to see what the future holds. I want to put more amazing skincare ingredients and benefits into it. So not only are you using something that's super effective, you're also able to get some great rewards and things with your skin showing. So, and I also did something really fun tonight too. I have something else in the works. I don't know when this will launch, but we're talking about a whipped body butter, guys. That's happening, and then can't show you what's in here, but I'm not gonna package it the way it is in behind my hand. But it is something special coming, and if you follow our Instagram, you will see that very soon. I have just shared it with a smaller group of women already, and I'm getting really, really cool insight. I'm asking them all the questions on the test panel, and they're really giving me great feedback. And so as we are developing this product, that is coming sooner than later. So that's why I'm not really saying much about it now, but you can go to amberlykins.com, and on my website, make sure you put your email in your text, because then you're always alerted. There's no spam, there's no junk mail. It's just the beauty insider news. So you're always in the loop and always in the know. And you don't miss out on promo codes. So that's really important. But I cannot wait, and I thank you so much for hearing me talk about my own brand for a second. Thank you for being here. It means a lot. If you have not hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that right now. It was so much fun cooking up some things and being able to show you a little bit behind the scenes of that portion of what I do. But you know, beauty in a whole is just my whole passion, and I like bringing you in on the real side of what I enjoy and how I enjoy sharing that with you. So thank you for hanging out with me and always being here, and I'm looking forward to having you a part of, you know, the insider news. So make sure you hit up my website so you're not missing out on that. Cannot wait to talk to you later, and I will see you in the next video. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell. See ya!